Joining us now from JVS and Kadima, once again, is their Director of Business Development and Career Services, Jason Charnas, with us on the Oakland County MegaCast. Jason, thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely, Tyler. Thanks very much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So you have a number of virtual programs and seminars that have already been undertaken by JVS and Kadima. That video from those seminars is available to the public if they'd like to learn some information on how they can go about their job search, about virtual interviews, about updating their resume, changing career paths, and a number of different topics. But for some people, joining these seminars live, even watching those seminars on demand at their own leisure, can be really tough to fit that into their schedule on top of their work, on top of their family obligations. So there's a special new program that's a free drop-in job search that you'll be offering to Metro Detroit job seekers that will begin on May 3rd. Can you tell us about the drop-in job search, what people can expect if they do tap into this resource, and how it will help them find that next job?
Absolutely. So our goal in the department of JVS plus Kadima is to help people to find employment. So we work with people that are unemployed, underemployed, or fully employed, but simply looking for that next opportunity, something that will help with the meaning in their life in employment. So we also recognize that today's job search, whether that be physical job search, resume, cover letter, interviewing even, occurs digitally, virtually, pretty significantly. And there are many people that don't have a computer, don't have access to internet, and that limits how and what and where they can do this. So it means going to a friend's house or going to the public library or some other space that has a computer that they can access. The challenge with all of those places is you're on your own. What we're providing here at JVS is an opportunity for people, regardless of whether they have computer and internet at home, to come into our office, drop in, no reservation, no phone call, just stop in and use our computer lab in the Hermelin ORT Resource Center. While you're there, whether it means working on your job search, whether it means building your resume, tweaking your resume, whether it means any other job search functions, writing a cover letter, researching what you may want, putting all of that information together. In addition to that, we also will have a staff member in the room who can help, who can provide recommendations, who can assist, who can suggest ways to write or rewrite that application, who can provide some specific direction on what a modern job search looks like and what are some of those online resources and tools that can be used.
We're joined by Jason Charnas, the Director of Business and Career Services at JVS and Kadima, joining us on the Oakland County MegaCast. More information on jvshumanservices.org to keep up to date on everything and all these different programs, and to learn more about their drop-in job search program that will begin on Tuesday, May 3rd. So where will these drop-in job searches be located?
Fantastic. So it's at our main building in Southfield. We're on Southfield Road between 12 and 13 Mile Road, specifically 29699 Southfield Road. When you enter to our building, you go up the stairs or the elevator to the second floor, and the receptionist there will direct you directly to the office. But we have lots of space, many computers, and we're here to help in whatever that specific need is, right? We also recognize each individual has a specific need, specific goal, a specific opportunity that they're looking for. And so we'll try to individualize and customize what that looks like. But this is just the start, right? So drop in, let's see what this looks like. And then for people that are interested, we can set up one-on-one meetings. Again, free resource to the community where our staff one-on-one can provide really much better direction versus in a group setting on what that resume looks like, or more focused job search strategies, perhaps help with networking, LinkedIn, whatever that person's need and goals are, we'll be able to help with that. Of course, if somebody just wants to come in, sit in the corner of the room and work on their resume and their job search, awesome. We've got that space, and we're happy to open up our facility for people to be able to do that.
And so, Jason, as people are preparing for these for their job search or to apply for these jobs or in process of it. We know that there are some mistakes or some faux pas that people will fall into in their job search that have been universal throughout the years. But it's a lot different now. We're in a different job market than we were 2-3 years ago, certainly than 10 or 20 years ago. What are some more common mistakes in the modern era of a job search that people may be falling into that they can avoid?
Tyler, that's a great question. So one of the things to consider is in a lot of ways, this is a job seekers market. There is pretty significantly low unemployment. There are opportunities around. So one of the things I would suggest is not settling for the first opportunity unless it's a good opportunity. I don't know that the perfect job exists for everybody, or if people can even identify what that perfect job opportunity would be. But I mean, that's an important piece is doing a job search and looking at different opportunities that exist. For a lot of people, location is a pretty significant piece. So depending on your situation, driving 20, 30, 40 minutes for a job may not be right, may not be necessary. We see people interested in looking for remote style opportunities, but that don't have the skill set, the computer skills, the technology comfort to really work in a remote setting, in which case we would direct somebody back to a much more traditional in-person environment. We know there are employers that are willing to train and hire. So looking at a job description and not being concerned that you don't check off every single box, that you don't meet every single qualification and experience, that you may meet some of those, but take a chance, show that employer that you have the drive, you have the interest, you have some past experiences, or perhaps you don't, but you're willing to learn. And often employers are willing to take a chance because they're in a position where they need to fill these openings.
We're joined by Jason Charnas. He is the Director of Business and Career Services at JVS and Kadima, joining us on the MegaCast today. How important is it to have in the job search, to have a LinkedIn profile, and as you mentioned, to have a cover letter as you're applying for jobs today?
So two pretty significantly different questions. Let's start with the cover letter. The cover letter has seen a lot of shifts over the years. The challenge is cover letter is still expected by many employers. The reality and the challenge is the cover letter doesn't always get looked at. Then again, a resume doesn't get a lot of face time with employers. People will spend a lot of time working on their resume and working on their cover letter for maybe to get looked at for a minute. And while those are important tools, and the cover letter is an important tool to explain, especially like I said earlier, if you don't have the skills, the experience, the background for a position you're applying for, or in that cover letter, you want to talk about what are those transferable skills? What are the experiences? What is your motivation? Why should you be considered for the position? But so cover letter is important. Networking. Networking is the way many people find employment. How important is LinkedIn? For a professional style job, for a professional job seeker, LinkedIn is pretty important. It's a great networking tool. Depending on the industry, there are recruiters that are looking for qualified candidates on LinkedIn, and it's a great place to connect, to find about job openings, to find about job leads. So whether you're looking on Google, whether you're looking on Indeed, but LinkedIn also has a great job search feature built in. You can set not reminders, so that notifications. You can set notifications for specific job types, and so you can receive those directly to your email if you're interested.
We're joined by Jason Charnas, the Director of Business and Career Services at JVS and Kadima, joining us on the Oakland County MegaCast. For those that are interested, their free drop-in job search program begins in May, on Tuesday, May 3rd, at their office in Southfield. can drop in, use their computer lab, apply for jobs, get some specific help as well from their team over at JVS and Kadima to help you out with that. More information on the drop-in job search program at jvshumanservices.org. You can also send an email to employmenthelp@jvshumanservices.org. That's employmenthelp@jvshumanservices.org. For more information. So you talked about the current job market being competitive, but also having a lot of openings and a lot of opportunities. It's a different job market than it was a couple of years ago. How can people take advantage of that mass of opportunities and find themselves that right job that you talked about earlier, or something that's close to that right job, even if there maybe isn't the perfect one for them out there?
So we work with people that know they need a job right away. They may have been laid off or let go for whatever the circumstances, or perhaps they're working full time, but they don't like what they're doing. They don't feel like they're getting treated well or paid appropriately. So part of that is starting a job search. I recommend people look at Indeed at a radius of maybe 10 miles from where they are, put in their experience, the types of jobs they're looking for, and then just start looking. What looks interesting? What looks like that's something they could see themselves doing? Once we get to the point where somebody has identified a little bit of a target, a little bit of a direction, then we can focus more in on that and say, okay, so what are other companies, what are other businesses that have similar jobs, similar types of employment, and go for it, right? Let's look at, see who's paying what. Are those salaries negotiable? Is there a pay range? Start applying and apply with meaning. So the idea that people could apply for 100 jobs in a week is possible through Indeed. They have a quick apply method, but there's no meaning to it. And we call it the spray and pray, right? You just hope you get a lead, you get a call back. The reality is people that are looking for jobs, once they figure out what they want, targeted, specific job search, networking is a great tool. Do you know anybody that works there? Do you know anybody who's connected with that company, with the hiring manager? See if you can get somebody you know that you're connected to forward your resume directly to somebody, the hiring manager, HR. It makes a difference to how people get hired. And the other thing is, a lot of companies post jobs publicly, Indeed, LinkedIn. They may already have an internal candidate, but their policy states that they're going to post those jobs externally. So taking time to connect with people to learn about what we call the hidden job market, jobs that are posted internally, that if you know somebody and are connected, you can have those opportunities direct to yourself. A staff member, an employee currently in that business may get a referral bonus. It's a win-win for everybody. So networking is a significant part of how that job search can be really successful.
Jason, thank you so much for joining us.
Tyler, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.